Esoteric and metaphysical disclaimer. The information provided on this channel about the esoteric and metaphysical sciences like numerology, numerovation, astrology, and others is for guidance, edutainment, and reference only. It is based on probability, statistics, patterns, cycles, sequences, alternative spiritual and physical practices. It is not meant to be a substitute for professional, mental, and medical advice. Please always listen to your intuition and use these modalities in a way that feels most supportive for you. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it?
I want to thank Grandmaster and all the Grand Masters, male and female, that are here. And I want to thank you for demonstrating the greatness of your skill.
I'm saying, when I'm confronted by him, the question is, what do I see in him? First of all, I see, if we're taught that when we look at another man or brother or sister, when we look at our alternate's heart, we got to see ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now the question is, what do you see? Do you see yourself or do you see someone capable of destroying you?
You need to know how to defend the greatest gift that God has given to each of us, and that is the precious gift of life. But you got to put the time in. You got to discipline your body and your mind and take the pain that you must take in order to move to the next level of physical combat. Our example must be so compelling that people want to be what we are. Because what we are is what they are. I'm under orders to take care of this. I'm under orders to treat this right, because this is the real house of God.
That's right.
When you eat properly, think properly, and weigh properly, you are absolutely a beautiful human being.
It's the 30th Annual National Training Conference, July 24th through the 27th. The conference will be held at the Tinley Park Convention Center, 18451 Convention Center Drive, Tinley Park, Illinois. Register you and the entire family at thevskjujitsu.com. Don't miss it.
It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. One love, One heart, let's get together and feel all right. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end, y'all. All right. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel all right. Let's get together and feel all right. What's up, family? 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 Welcome to the raw ministry of Numerovation, allowing us, including myself, to recognize divine digital codes as a guide. Today is July the 11th. Master number is in the building today. Oh, Lord, have mercy. And universally, when you add it all together, July plus 11 plus 2025. In one aspect, it adds up to 2043. And 2 plus 4 plus 3, or 2 plus 0 plus 4 plus 3 equals 9. So those that are born today, today is your 9 personal year officially. Although you've been feeling the effects of it since the year came in, but because your birthday has just officially came in, you are now officially in your 9 personal year. I want to say happy birthday to one of my dear friends who used to be on my channel and used to speak at my venues back in the day. Her name is Latoya Jackson. Now, not that Latoya Jackson. Not Michael Jackson's sister. Michael Jackson's sister is born May 29th. Also connected to that number 11. So I know when Michael Jackson's sister started that or was a part of the psychic network or had her own psychic network, she's the real deal. She's very intuitive. Even Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo was born 8/12. And according to her alignment number, she had an alignment number in one aspect, 20, and another aspect was 11. So I knew Miss Cleo was the real deal just by looking at her number. Now, what happened when she got with those 2 Europeans to promote her brand is a whole nother thing. You got to go watch the documentary on HBO. It was a very good documentary. Raven Simone was in it, all kinds of stuff. So happy birthday to my dear friend Latoya Jackson. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I texted her this morning, and I'm glad that she is doing well. So, and good person, man. And I always tell the story that I had to study the word empathy because she brought that out, because I was probably lacking empathy at a certain part of my life. And so I had to go to the dictionary and unpack the word empathy. Because when you're born under the number 1 frequency, like myself, or you have a lot of ones in your chart, you have to be very mindful of letting the ego, the negative ego of the number 1, cloud your empathetic powers, because number 1 still have the power to be empathetic. It's just that we have to we got to learn to tap in, because sometimes when you're born under a number 1 frequency, it could be all about you. Even if you're born under a number 11 frequency, let me clarify that too, because 11 is the doubling of it. So for somebody born on the 11 to point out that I need it as a number 1, to learn more about empathy. I think that was very telling, not just on my part, but on her part, because 11s are very intuitive. But so people born on the 11 can lack empathy also. But if you catch it from an early age and understand the number 2 in that number 11, because the number 2 out of that number 11, you know, that two out of that number 11. That's why I tell people, when you are calling yourself, when you are enjoying the greatness of master numbers. So when you're born on the 11th of the month, or born on the 22nd of the month, or 11, 22, all the way to 99 might show up in your namesake. If you add it all up together, it might show up in your birthday, depending on how it adds up and how you're adding it. A lot of people will jump to joy for the 11 vibration when they find out its interpretation over the years that it has shown itself to become, or the number 22, or those born on the 11th or the 22. However, with great power comes great responsibility. And I always tell people born under the number 11, with great power comes great responsibility. And what we have to really think about when you have these master number frequencies, you got to think about who you allow in your life, the circle of people that you allow in your life, because from my perspective, 11s, 22, all the way to 99, those are portals. Again, my perspective, not everybody says that. Those are portal numbers. And not every system promotes master number 11, 22, all the way to 99 as master numbers. This is something that came about over years and time because of studying the pattern, cycles, sequences, statistics, probability, and the possibility of those numbers. Watching it in celebrities, watching the 11 factor in families, watching the 11 factor showing up on dates like 9/11 and things that happen like that. Very powerful numbers, but with great power, again, comes great responsibility. Do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and share with family and friends that are on a spiritual journey. And remind them to thumb up the video, thumb up the broadcast to build the algorithms. Sharing and liking is absolutely free. But if you can support the channel in any way, we have Zelle, we have PayPal, we have Venmo, we have Chime. If you want to be on time, use Chime. If you want to get down with the rap, use Cash App. If you know you're feeling well, use the PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Or use Zelle. If you want to feel well, you use Zelle. If you want to be around, use PayPal. You know what I'm saying? Keep on. And if you want to give more, use Venmo. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you got to do. And if you can't do that, make sure you get my books on Amazon. Some of y'all want tangibles in your hands. So my books are very tangible, very easy to read. And I give you recommended reading in the back of the books. In all my books, they are recommended reading, except my children's book that's in the red, Let We Tell the Story. Recommended reading. And before I move on, had a great conversation with Queen Afua and her son last night. Wonderful conversation. They did a wonderful job on Brother Rich's show. And guess what? Queen of Fool will be on my show, on my channel, Wednesday, July the 16th at 7 p.m. The Empress of Health and Wellness, the godmother of health and wellness in this day and time. Because she has a big ceremony coming up. I more than likely might be passing through and being a part of the ceremony because I am an honorary member of Man Heal Thyself. So if you want to be in Brooklyn at the New York Marriott, at the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Matter of fact, it's right up the block from the Brooklyn Bridge, approximately 2 minutes. Make sure y'all scan that QR code or go to queenoffour.com. Queenoffour.com. Show us some love. Happening August the 1st through the 3rd. And remember, Lloyd Strayhorn will be in UK. Lloyd Strayhorn will be at Cloud Purple Presents Interconnectedness. For the first time ever, Lloyd Strayhorn will be in the UK August 23rd. So if you're in the UK area or in the surrounding areas of the UK, I got to show love to my Baba. Got to show love to one of my great ones. And these two beautiful people, the one, the only, Vanessa Bent and Corey Bent, will be with me this coming Sunday, July the 13th. Vanessa is a numerologist and accountant, so that works well with numbers. So I'm glad and then her husband is a metaphysician and an engineer. And we'll talk all about that on Sunday when they come on from the UK at 3 p.m. our time, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. their time because they're in the UK. Remember, join my Patreon. The next uploaded lesson, I haven't uploaded yet because I'm here still putting it together. Your name is your theme song. It is the instrument you are playing in the orchestra of life. And I think today's lesson is very important. Enough respect to Lloyd Strayhorn. Enough respect to Abundance Child. Enough respect to my son, Green Studio NYC. Today's lesson is on dignity. 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 A lot of content creators out there are lacking dignity. A lot of content creators are becoming content trolls, keyboard bullies, keyboard gangsters. And then they disguise themselves as being dignified, trying to out people and all that kind of stuff, but don't have the dignity to either reach out, call. If you got a problem with me, my phone number is always public. Always. Just like Professor Griff, our phone numbers are always public. There it is, 347-496-1022. That goes directly to my hip if you got the lip. But I'm not a bad dude. I'm not a tough guy. No, I'm not into all of that. But I do believe in protecting myself, protecting my family if I have to, and protecting my brand, and protecting those that are close to me if I have to also. So the word dignity came up in my thoughts one morning. And I said, you know what? Let me break down that word dignity. I've never done it. I've looked up through my content, and I realized that I never broke down the word dignity. Dignity. And the job of a numerovator is is any numerovational practitioner is to help bring out form of dignity. Big up to some of my sponsors, Adara Moselle, Dr. Shakira Moore, my son Prince Imagine, Sister Peace, Sister Naya, Color Curiosity. Those are a few of my sponsors in the building. Make sure you support them. And of course, if you want to get those tickets to the 30th annual International Training Conference 2025 in Chicago, VSK, the VSKJujitsu.com, with one of my teachers from the past, the one, the only GM Anthony Muhammad, or Dr. Abdul Aziz Muhammad. I want people to share this because this is going to be very important. I want people to share this because this is going to be very important. Big up to everybody on Instagram. I want to go directly to the lesson before I go to the board, if you don't mind. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put the number 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me, put the number 1 in the chat. Thank you. Put the number 1 in the chat. Yes, thank you very much. So, let's go to the dictionary meaning of the word dignity first. Everything in red, online research or dictionary. Everything in black, my writings and what I needed to come up with overnight. Actually, I wrote this I put this together like 2 days ago. A spiritual and physical perspective of dignity. According to online dictionary, there's 4 aspects of the word dignity. Number 1, the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect. Number 2, a composed or serious manner or style. Number 3, a sense of pride in oneself, self-respect. Number 4, a high or honorable rank or position, dignity. It comes from the Middle English, from Old English, dignité, Old French, comes from Middle English, from Old French, dignité. It's the Old French. From Latin, dignitas, dignitas. From dignos, meaning worthy, according to online. So the word dignity is worthy. And some people feel that they're worthy to say this and say that, or do this or do that, and some of them are not. Some people are not honorable and respectful, especially when you become a troll and become disrespectful on other people's platforms, when that person has a full number, a full email address, a full IG page, instead of being dignified and contacting that person to discuss your gripe or your issues, you take it upon yourself to do things on social media. And social media has created a lot of undignified indignant people, trolling, keyboard bullying, and that could be a problem. Spewing hate. So everybody that gets before you, family, are not practicing dignity. And they are not worthy. They're probably worthy to be the biggest arsehole or the whole ass. They might be worthy to be that because maybe, remember, these words have duality. So if the name dignity is the root word, or the root meaning of the word dignity is being worthy. Are you a worthy person of high standards, or are you a worthy person of low standards? You got people that are low vibrational people that are worthy to be in the position that they are to do the negative things. So you got, even in the criminal world, you got people that are worthy to be the top killers, worthy to be the top diabolical leader or whatever. But I want to stay positive and productive. According to online research, the word dignity is the inherent sense of worth, respect, and self-honor that every soul carries. So even the unrighteous, as long as they got a soul, but if they're not using their soul or their spirit in a righteous way, then they become unworthy. Regardless of status, appearance, or condition, spiritually, it is a reflection of the divine within. Physically, it expresses through how one carries themselves, set boundaries, and interact with others. I think that is very important, especially that part right there. But let me read it again. This is another online study that I looked up. Dignity is the inherent sense of worth, respect, and self-honor that every soul carries. So we all got it. Even your most vicious killer got it from the time they were born. But something happened over time that made them the vicious criminal or killer, worthy of either death or imprisonment. So some people are worthy of imprisonment. Some people are worthy of death. Some people are worthy of a certain amount of years they may receive because of the indignant stuff that they've done to people and children and women and men. So dignity is the inherent sense of worth, respect, and self-honor that every soul carries, regardless of status, appearance, or condition. Spiritually, it is a reflection of the divine within. I think that's very important because a lot of people don't realize that the divine within can be corruptible and the divine within can be righteous. Let's take Satan and Lucifer as an example. He was a divine energy connected by the entity that at the point that he was called the bright and morning star. Then something happened. Doesn't say that he's not divine. Doesn't say that he's not connected to the sons of God or the other angel, because when you go into the book of Job, read it yourself. When the sons of God gathered, the angelic beings gathered, and Satan was also amongst them. So that it doesn't stop Satan from being divine, but it's how he used his divinity with the intentions to destroy man, or be that hindrance to man, where he'll whisper in man's ear, and if man decides to follow, boom. So Satan is divine. Satan is divine. If he could hang out amongst God and all of the sons of God, according to your Bible, or if he could be amongst the angelic beings, according to your Bible, then hey, it is what it is. Can I get an amen in the chat? Can I get an amen in the chat, or a woman? If you understand what I just said. If you understand what I just said. It's in your books. It's in your biblical theology. It's in your books. Moving on, physically, it is expressed through how one carries themselves, set boundaries, and interact with others. Okay, so before I go to what I wrote, I definitely got to go to the board. Got to go to the board. Amen. 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 Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. 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 I want to go to the board. The word dignity in the Pythagorean or the modern day system of numerology adds up to a number 43. 4 and 3 are the primary numbers of a one or two out of many, although every numbers have their communication powers or their communicable powers. 4 or 3, 3, 4, and 5 are some of the primary numbers of communication, where 4 rules the technical world, the detailed world, and communicating on a mental high level of understanding. So with dignity, it's a rigid number that comes first, the number 4. It's a number of detail orientated that comes forth. So in order for you to have dignity in a worthy sense, you have to be able to communicate with yourself and others from a disciplinary point of view, because 4 is a number of discipline, a jovial and happy point of view, because 3 is a number of jovial, happy, and optimistic. 4 is a number of discipline, order, structure, and building, but also it's a rigid number of mental understanding and understanding. And then it adds up to the number 7, which is the introspective number, the number of introspection, intuitive power, intuitive awareness. Dignity also adds up to a number 25 with the vowels, the A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. In this case, the letter Y is also a vowel in this case, because dignity sounds like either an E. It sounds like an E. The Y becomes the E in that sense, in the pronunciation of it. So it adds up to 25. 25 is the number of experience, strength, and observation according to compound numerology. Number 43, according to compound numerology, is the symbol of strong intuition. And when I go to older numerologist books, like Kiro's book, this is Kiro's book, the number 43 is known as, in Kiro's book, is known as a number of revolution and upheaval and strife and prevention and signs of revolution. And sometimes 43 is, from his perspective, is an unfortunate number. But we want to bring the fortunate out of it. So if you're trying to be worthy or have some form of dignity, and you're not paying attention to the higher level of having dignity, then it can become an unfortunate frequency for you. Very unfortunate frequency for you. Because 43 in compound numerology is a number of revolution, upheaval, strife, failure, and prevention. Again, I look at things from a holistic perspective. I don't look at it one way, just the Pythagorean, just the Chaldean. I look at multiple layers. And I'm sure if I put this in the generator for gematria, you might have a whole nother frequency, but you're definitely going to see the 7 around there somewhere. You're definitely going to see that, depending on how the use of gematria is used in the generator. The word dignity, again, remember what the word dignity means. Worthy, when you go to the root of it, but the word dignity is a state or quality of being worthy or of honor or respect. But coming from those words from the Middle English, from the Old French, which means worthy. So we want all of you to be worthy of whatever you're supposed to get in your life. Especially me as a Numerovator, I want to see that for you. And that's why when you book a session with me or with Lloyd or anybody, they're supposed to help reveal some of the greater qualities of who you are. And sometimes you already know the qualities that you have or you had when you was younger, or you remember or recall. And along the way, you lost your path. You lost your way. And it's all right, because as long as you are above ground, you can make it happen. As long as you did not transition yet, your testimony is still being written. And I can help through Numerovation, of course, give you guidance. Please take advantage of the discount I have all the way till the 22nd. It's over on the 22nd. It goes back to regular price, 50% off for 10-minute and 15-minute session. So as long as you are above ground, as long as your testimonies are still being written, you still have a chance. All I ask is to do your best while you're here in this realm. I'm still doing my best. Do I have my faults? Of course. Who don't have faults? And let him or her without fault throw the first stone. Every content creator that says negative things about other people have their fault, have their stinking ass moments, their bad breath moments, their underarms are frowsy moments. Yeah, I could be raw. This is the raw ministry of Numerovation now. You see what I got you see what I got on the top of my banner on the background. The raw ministry. I might not cuss and do all kinds of craziness, but I'm going to be raw with it. Sometimes your scrotum smell. Sometimes your vajayjay don't smell right. It is what it is. So everybody have their positive and negative. If you're real about it. Raw. And baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw. Big up to ODB. Old dirty bastard. So I'm not here to play games with you when you do a consultation with me. I did a recent consultation and person asked about their health. And I was direct to it, because when you look at their numbers, you can see that there's things that was pinned up or held back
because they wanted to chase this life and chase that life. You're a grown-ass woman or a grown-ass man. You knew what was right from wrong. And the numbers tell me. Again, numerology is not psychic. Numerology pays attention to cycles, patterns, cycles, and sequences, probability, statistics, and possibility, both positive and negative. So yes, I might smack you up, but I'm going to smack you up and then give you a nice, beautiful red velvet cake towards the end of the session. I'm going to smack you up a little. I'm going to give you some of your bull crap. That's why I stopped doing compatibility sessions, because relationship is a process. It's work. And you got to have some dignity in relationship, and you got to be worthy of that person, just like that person has to be worthy of you. Now, if you're just playing around, having fun and enjoying life with that person, living in the moment, cool. Let it be known that's what it is, but don't string anybody on. I had my fun and still will have fun. But I let people know, I remember in the nightclubs, I was never afraid to tell people how many children I had, or if I was married, or if I'm separated or divorced. Nah, I'm not stringing women along. Once I tell you I had 5 or 6 or 9 children, it's up to you whether you still want to deal with me. I always tell them that. I say, because I'm not denying my children like some men in the club used to do. Deny their baby mother or their children. I know this for a fact. That was not dignified. That was not dignity. That was not being worthy. That means if you're going to deny your children, and I've said it before, I wasn't the best father, especially during those club eras in lifetime, because I was chasing waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I was chasing waterfalls, chasing illusions. Chasing illusion of music and all that foolishness. I'm better now. Probably will be a better catch today, but I was chasing. I left my family and chased the booty. And I had some big booties in my life, some beautiful women. Chocolate, light, dark, never white. Never had a white woman. Had Asian, Japanese. I've had Japanese. I had Spanish women. Yes, I've had Spanish women. Puerto Rican, Boricuas. Yes, I've had it, but not the white ones. I almost had them and I left them alone. Yeah, I'm being real. Because if the word dignity means worthy, I made myself at that time worthy to be in that person's space, no matter of the debauchery we was doing in the nightclub and promoting of sex and drugs and liquor and all that kind of stuff. Worthy goes both ways. If 2 crackheads are on the street, and every time you've seen a crack man, a crackhead man, you've seen a crackhead woman, those 2 was worthy of each other because they were in the same frequency of each other. It's like when you watch movies like Spike Lee, the Spike Lee joint there, with Gator and all that kind of stuff. What was that movie? Jungle Fever. When you watch movies like that, and he was doing the crackhead thing, and and he had his crackhead woman, and those type of things, because they are of the same frequency, the same ilk. You see the crackhead man and the crackhead woman. It's real, because they are worthy of each other at that level that they are, because water seeps its own level. The brain is made out of water, primarily water. The body, water in its frequency. Could be low frequency or high frequency, find and deem themselves worthy to hang out with each other, even as crackheads. Thank you very much, Praise 7. Praise 7 always showing love. Spread love. Ba-ba-da. Spread love via Cash App, or you can spread love via Super Chat, or you can spread love via PayPal to keep it simple. But I do have the other apparatus. But thank you very much, Praise 7. I pray all is well for you. So
the word dignity adds up to 43. And when I look into this woman's book, the Numerology Handbook, what does she say about the number 43? She says 43 symbolizes a strong intuition. When everything is in flow and your mind is clear, you are practical, creative, and strong. So when you have dignity, because of the 43 energy on its positive, it represents strong intuition. When everything is in flow and your mind is clear. Being practical, being creative, being strong, both in the physical and the spiritual realm. 43 can also symbolize revolution, like I said earlier. Now I know she reads and studied Carol's book because that's what Carol said. But revolution on its positive is not bad, because revolution is when things has to change within yourself. So if you're going to have dignity, those that are tuning in for the first time, this is the raw ministry of Numerovation now. Because I've got no time I've got no time to be playing games with you. The shadow or the negative side of 43 is expressed when you're out of alignment, when you're out of the worthy, positive worthiness of dignity. You can experience emotional and physical pain due to excess and feel isolated, because remember, 7 and 4 can be very isolated numbers. 7 shows up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 4 shows up 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Those are very mental. Those are the primary mental health numbers in my book, and they could be secluded. They could be isolated, those two numbers. Very isolated. So understand and overstand. If you're not living to the highest and wisest vibration of the word dignity, as long as you're not digging a grave, the root word, as long as you're not digging a grave for yourself in a negative way, or you're digging yourself out of a grave so you can see the light. And big up to somebody who sent me their email. Forgot the sister's name. I think her name is Farber. But she has a YouTube channel that she focuses on words, and she doing a great job. I might have her on one day. But I did check out 2 of her programs, and like what I do with numbers, she does it with the letters and the words here, like etymology, and it's a whole nother, I think she calls it alphabetician or something, alphabetician. I think that's what she calls us, what she does. So big up to her. She did send me the email, so it is. I love words myself. I have dictionary. I used to have old dictionaries, 1933 and all that. So those unabridged dictionaries bring out the true meaning of words. It goes to the etymon of the word. So that's very important to me too. But I'm dealing with the etymon of numbers and what they mean in connection with the word, the vibration. So going to the lesson, before I go back into the word, before I go back on the board. A spiritual and physical perspective of dignity. Spiritual perspective, A, divine worthiness. Divine worthiness. And again, like I said earlier, those that are just coming in, Satan, or what we might call Lucifer or the devil, has been divinely worthy in his own word, in his own realm. Divine worthiness. That's why God appointed him over that realm. So duality, this divine worthiness can go both ways. Positive, negative, up, down, to, fro. God, Satan. But we're staying on the positive. Again, we're staying on the positive. Spiritually, dignity is the awareness that you are a sacred creation. Every one of us, all of the angels of Malkut, or the angels of heaven, are sacred creations. Even the angels of hell are sacred creations. It's how you use that sacredness within you with intention. Some use it for good, some use it for bad, some use it for positive, some use it for negative. A soul made in the image of divine intelligence. Every one of them have divine intelligence. Every one of you have divine intelligence. Some people use it for good, some people use it for bad. I have to keep emphasizing that so you will not get thrown off the track. Not everybody is going to come with good intentions. I keep a select few people around me. And if you get into my realm, your energy must be compelling. Your vibes must be beautiful to be in my realm. And some people might think I'm standoffish and all that. Yo, in this day and time, if you don't respond to somebody's text over a certain period of time, yo, they'll start cussing you out or start make you YouTube broadcasts about you because you didn't contact them in the right amount of time. And you're not even, and that's why a lot of the new spiritual people in the community, some of them are just a bunch of spoiled brats. There was an incident recently, I won't mention any names, because that's not my place to mention a name, but because one person didn't respond to them, they decide to cuss them out or talk bad about them and all that kind of. This is crazy. But it tells me that you was either spoiled as a child and that you got to get response right away, or you just emotional and you have a whole lot of emotional numbers. And looking at that person's name, yes, they had a lot of 3s and a lot of 5s, and those are emotional, nerve-wracking numbers. When you have a lot of 3s and a lot of 5, the number 3 and the 5 rule the nerves. And I don't know that person's birthday, but their name, when I look at the letters in their name connected to numbers, a lot of 3s, a lot of 5s. Emotional. So, divine worthiness. Spiritually, dignity is the awareness that you are sacred, a sacred creation, a soul made in the image of divine intelligence. It reminds you that you do not have to earn your value. You simply are valuable. Each one of you are simply valuable. Even when I mentioned and talked about Satan, he was simply valuable until he decided to fall. Until that entity decided to fall from grace and go on a binge attack against man, and how the Creator created man to rule all things. And because Satan, or what we call the devil, did not think man was worthy. In the Bible and in your Holy Quran, it's there, according to your theology. What a story. What a theology. It's real from their perspective. So, going back to the lesson, keeping it positive, dignity is a shield for the soul. Positive, productive dignity is a shield for the soul, helping you walk in grace, humility, and spiritual authority. Woo! What I'm talking about. This is what we be writing, putting it together. I Google, yes, that's why you see all that stuff in red. And I use AI and all that stuff. But when it comes to breaking it down and putting it all together, this is what I do with these numbers and these things. So again, dignity is a shield for the soul, helping you walk in grace, humility, and spiritual authority. Makes sense to me, because the word dignity adds up to a number 7. 7 shows up, and the humanitarian number
shows up in the number, in the consonants of the word. In the vowels of the word, 7 shows up. All of that deals with spirituality on its positive. All of that deals with walking in grace and humility and spiritual authority. Because 9 is a humanitarian number. 7 is a law of attraction number. But this is deeply intuitive law of attraction, deeply introspective law of attraction, high levels of humanity and higher levels of creativity when you want to be practicing dignity. And remember, the number 18 by itself as a compound number is the symbol of the material side striving to destroy the material side of nature. So there's a battle going on for people to keep their dignity in this realm right now. Because some people will do anything for some likes. Let me say that again. Some people will do anything on these platforms for some likes. Say anything, call out anybody with lack of understanding. And what I found very interesting, recently, some content creator called out what we did on the mountain and was calling people this and witches and all that, and calling people cult followers and all that, and religious. It was a religion, and that was nothing of the sort. And then when another person came on his channel and said, look, I was there, I didn't see none of that, what you're talking about. The guy was there. And I had to text in that guy's channel and said, man, thank you for being honest, because it was nothing but love on top of that mountain. There was people from all different types of walks of life, Nuwapian, Hebrew, Muslim, Christian, Moors, all of that. We wasn't trying to do no cult bull crap. Wasn't trying to do all that stuff. We was just trying to meditate together as one energetic spirit. Had the nerve to call one of the speakers a witch. She has never denied being a witch, but there's good witches and there's negative witches. And witch comes from the word wicca, that means wise woman. How dare you not know the etymon of what the word witch means? It was all love. Even Junkyard Jedi said it. It was all love. I damn near lost my voice because we didn't have no amplification. And I understand if you get amplification to go on top of that mountain, you have to have a permit. I know that because I used to do events and do, help produce amplification at the Million Youth March. I was there for that. And you need a permit when you want to amplify and have stage. So for that person, I won't mention his name, but you've seen him on Sonetta's show and you've seen him on different places and all. To talk without even being there, to talk out of turn. In classes, you used to get spanked or used to be put in the corner back in the day with a dunce hat because you spoke out of turn. Yeah, Jedi, we couldn't have a loudspeaker up there because you need a permit. And brother Rich was just doing it out of love. Brother Rich was just doing what he does. And I was right there with him to do. And when he asked me to be the voice of it up there, bring on the speakers, I'm cool. Because we love each other as brothers. And I love every speaker that came up there, no matter what controversy they've been through in their past, whatever. Top Cat was there. Billy Carson was there. Vicky Dillard was there. B. Dell was there. Togi, brother Togi, I forget his name, was there. Sister Ja was there. High Heels was there. Coming from the Nation of Islam, everybody from different factions. Red Pill, Blue Pill, Sharif was there. It was all love.
all love. And y'all got to think about, and some of these guys have the nerve out there without practicing dignified presentation, without giving a dignified presentation or a presentation with dignity that's worthy to be listened to. Some of these guys have the nerve to say that we are gatekeepers. No, I ain't got no goddamn gate. The only gate that I'm keeping is my own gate, protecting my own household. And then when I come amongst my friends and people that I've known for years, like Red Pill, Blue Pill, Brother Rich, I've known them for years. So we know we have a trust. We've never slighted each other and effed each other around. So obviously we have a certain camaraderie around each other that you may call gatekeepers. But if you look at your own house, everyone are gatekeepers of their own household or their own family to some extent, because you ain't gonna let nobody just step to your mama like that, or your father or your sister, your brother, because you have a gatekeeper is one who protects the gate, protects the perimeter of their house, their temple, their building, their body. That is what a gatekeeper does. None of us are gatekeepers in the sense that we try to keep anybody from doing what they want to do and being who they want to be. But we are going to keep the gate of our own household and our own divine connection as friends, because you can't call everybody a friend nowadays. You can't call anybody a friend. Some people are frenemies. Did you know that there was somebody on the mountain that did put out bad clips and talk bad against Billy and Brother Rich and different people, but they still on top of the mountain, hanging out with us? Going back to the book of Job, when the sons of God gathered, or the children of God gathered, Satan is always there in the midst. It happens in every organization, or every positive, productive organization. Even in the criminal organization, the FBI, the CIA always sends somebody to monitor them, pay off somebody. It always happens. So I'm always vigilant, because I came up from under Dr. Khalid. Well, I came from training under Dr. Khalid, under Minister Farrakhan, under various organizations from the Ansarullah community, 5% Nation, and it's always somebody in the midst. Where the sons of God or the children of God is, Satan is there also, all the time. All the time. And Satan will come like he's a dignitary. Satan will come like a sheep when he's really a wolf. I'm just being real, family. Always. Where there's cures in your garden, there's always a poison around somewhere, 5 feet away, especially in nature. Where there's a poison, there's always a cure, at least 5 to 10 feet away. Try it out. Where there's poison, there's always cures. Where there's cures, there's always a poison somewhere around in that vicinity of the cure and the poison. I learned this in foraging with people like Mama Tayoma and Dr. Africa, and going with Priestess Yendes, and people like Mfundishi, where there's always a poison, there's always a cure, and vice versa, right in that same vicinity. Always. That's what you got to learn. Even when you come into consciousness, even when you come into religious organizations, the Nation of Islam, the Nuwapian, if the Nuwapian information and the Nation of Islam information is a dignified cure, or a cure with dignity, there's always some poison pill in there. Always. We are under no goddamn illusion. Malcolm X said that. Even when he started his speech, shouted out all his friends, but he also shouted out his enemies. It's one thing I learned. So, Moving right along. Moving right along. Big up to Rainwater. What's up, girl? B, respect for yourself, respect for self and others. The word dignity. Spiritual perspective, respect for self and others. When you recognize your own dignity, your worthiness, you naturally honor the dignity in others regardless of their choices, background, or pain. Can I get a number? Can I get a number 2 in the chat if you understand that? When you recognize your dignity, you naturally honor the dignity in others, the worthiness in others, because the word dignity means worthy, regardless of their choices, background, or pain. Thank you very much for those 2s in the chat. Thank you for those 2s. Thank you for those 2s. It is a spiritual act of seeing the light in everyone, even if dimmed by life. When I was writing that part, I was like, man, I got to explain this. Because sometimes we walk in the streets and we'll see homeless people and it looks like their light is dim because they're dirty, they're nasty, their head is matted and all that. But dignity, when you see dignity in yourself, it is a spiritual act of seeing the light in everyone. So you got to be able to see the worthiness in that person, even if their light is dimmed. You got to see that, and I used to do that. My son's mother always used to say, my last son's mother always used to say that I always see the best out of my child, no matter what he's going through. Because I learned from Les Brown and others to look at a person of what they can become, not what they are now. My son went through his problems, his ups and downs from 16 all the way to 19. So I looked at him even when she was calling and complaining and he was doing this in school and going through, giving me all the negative in school. I said, he can do it. He can do it. I seen something better in him and all my children. I see something better. It might be the prophetess of my intuition that's in me, but I seen it. So even when I had my recent prep talk with him, he's the youngest of my children right now. I let him know, I let him know my son at a young age was a good chess player. I said, when you doing this bull crap out here, you playing checkers. And believe me, you will get checked. The root word of checkers is being checked. The root word of playing checkers is one day you will be checked because you're not playing checkers with a strategy like you would play with chess. Chess is different than checkers. And he was a good chess player when he was a child. We used to go to little tournaments with him. So family, as you walk about in life and walking about in the malls of life or the streets of life, remember, dignity is also a spiritual act of seeing the light in everyone, even if dimmed by life. Because yes, life be life in both negative and positive. Everybody didn't come out that same way. Everybody wasn't born homeless. The physical perspective. Before I go there, let me take a commercial break real quick, and I'll be right back after this. We take a commercial break right after this. I'll be right back after this.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
I want to thank Grandmaster and all the Grandmasters, male and female, that are here. And I want to thank you for demonstrating the greatness of your skill.
I'm saying, when I'm confronted by him, the question is, what do I see in him? First of all, I see, if we're taught that when we look at another man or brother or sister, when we look at our alternate's heart, we've got to see ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now the question is, what do you see? Do you see yourself, or do you see someone capable of destroying you?
To know how to defend the greatest gift that God has given to each of us, and that is the precious gift of life. But you got to put the time in. You got to discipline your body and your mind and take the pain that you must take in order to move to the next level of physical combat. Our example must be so compelling that people want to be what we are. Because what we are is what they are. I'm under orders to take care of this. I'm under orders to treat this right, because this is the real house of God. That's right. When you eat properly, think properly, and weigh properly, you are absolutely a beautiful human being.
It's the 30th Annual National Training Conference, July 24th through the 27th. The conference will be held at the Tinley Park Convention Center, 18451 Convention Center Drive, Tinley Park, Illinois. Register you and the entire family at thevskjujitsu.com. Don't miss it.
Okay. Welcome back to a numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective of dignity. Welcome back. I had to take a little commercial break. You know how it is. Had to take a commercial break. Again, make sure you support that big event coming up in Chicago. Make sure you support that big event going to Chicago at the vskjujitsu.com. If you're into the martial arts or you're just a spectator, you're just going there to chill, cool. It's up to you. But other than that, it's going to be a magnificent event. I was going to attend to go, but I have to go to New York instead. So I will not be able to attend that particular event. So I hope everybody's enjoying what we're doing. I hope everybody all right? Like Bobby Hemmett used to say, everybody all right? Is everybody all right? You know, is everybody all right? Okay, good. So as long as everybody's doing well. Also, want to remind everybody that Queen of Four is going to be on with us. Our dear Queen of Four will be with us on July the 16th. That's Thursday. Yes, Queen of Four will be on with us. You got a great event coming up. Ascension, the rise of the healer. Big up to Queen of Four. And do remember this coming Sunday, we have Vanessa and Corey Bent, beautiful couple, founders of Cloud Purple. And they have an event coming up in August. They have an event coming up in August, the 25th, in the UK. So if you're in England, make sure you support them. If you're in England, you know, I think that's going to be very important. Lloyd's first time. So make sure y'all support Lloyd Strayhorn. Lloyd is definitely someone to support. One of our elders. Do remember you can circulate to the channel through PayPal /King Simon. Zelle, use that email only, not my number, tabproductions318 at Gmail. Venmo at King Simon 1. Chime, excuse me, at King Simon Tab. And Cash App at Inspired by Team. And you can get all my books through my Linktree, all my products, and connect to all my links. Big up to Abundance Child. Every Thursday, do you do something great on Abundance Child Live with John Carr. Okay? So getting back to the lesson of the word dignity. Now, I want to go to the board again before I continue and finish it off. You know, the word dignity in the Chaldean system, the oldest of the two systems, add up to a number 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. Adds up, the consonants adds up to a 16, which is a 7. And the vowels add up to a number 3. That is very important to look at, especially that number 19, because number 19 is a number of many changes and shifts. Because if you want to become worthy in life, since the word dignity means worthy, many changes in your life, many shifts are going to happen in your life, because not everybody is going to climb that ladder of worthiness with you at the same time, if you're honest. Sometimes you won't be able to carry your sister, your brothers, or your friends of your past, because they're still in their level of what they're doing in their life, and you want to take it to a higher level. So remember what the word dignity really means. The root word of dignity, Old English, Old French, dignité, dignitas, dignos, means worthy. Thank you, Felina, for spreading love via PayPal. Thank you very much, Felina. Thank you so much. So if the root word, the root meaning of dignity means worthy, not everybody is going to climb that ladder of worthiness with you. That's why number 19 may attract many changes and shifts in their life, and might have to start all over again, because if you're coming out of a club life, if you're coming out of a criminal life, if you're coming out of a debaucherous life, and now you want to propel yourself to a higher level and develop your dignified attitude, or carry yourself with dignity, with worthiness, a lot of people are not going to grow with you and go with you. Indeed, Junkyard, Jedi. Not everybody's not going with you. The friends I had in the past is not the same friends of today. They're not on that frequency. They're on their own frequency. If the word dignity, the root word, the connotative meaning of the word dignity goes back to the word worthy. It's connotative and it's denotative. $19 in tarot is the number of the sun, and the sun shines light.
The sun brings light. So if the word dignity adds up to a number 19, which is the number of the sun according to tarot, philosophy of numerology, then when you start to develop your dignity to a highest form of worthiness, you begin to shine light onto things in your families, things around your friendships, things around your job, to the point that you know that you're not worthy to be there no more because you're going to another level. You're not going to stay at the same level. No. You may have memories of the time we left behind. Oh, those misty watercolored memories of the way we were, Used to have fun, used to be in the clubs, used to do your thing, used to chase women, used to chase men. Now you're not doing that the same way. Now you're trying to have more dignity. And because dignity adds up to a number 16, the personality of the word adds up to the number 16. You got to remember what 16 mean. What does 16 mean in compound numerology? It's all in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. 16 is the symbol of spiritual victory or defeat. 16 is known as the tarot card. In tarot is known as the Tower card, and it's known as the Shattered Citadel. 16 gives warning that plans must be made in advance in order to prevent fatalities in the future. So, if the personality of the word dignity deals with fatality and that you have to plan things out. So if you got to plan things out in order for you to maintain your growing development into your worthiness, you have to lay out a blueprint. I lay out a blueprint. Oh yeah. And you got to be able to express that blueprint, because the soul urge of the word adds up to 3, which is an expressive number. It's an optimistic number. It's an enthusiastic number. So the soul urge of the word dignity, according to the Chaldean, is to express, expand, be jovial and happy in your dignity, in your worthiness. Just saying. The word dignity, number 1, states the state of quality of being worthy of honor or respect. It's how you carry it, how you express it. That's why 3 is there. And in your noteworthiness, or you being worthy of honor, what's your plans while you're being in your worthiness and practicing dignity? What light are you going to shine on others to help guide them? Because the sun came to shine light. The 19 is the number of the sun. Adds up to a number 10, which is the wheel of fortune. Whatever you put your mind to, you could accomplish, because 10 leads you right into the leadership number of the number 1. Big up to Melanin B, who's born on the 19, had a long conversation with her and spoke about this also. So man, words are powerful things. And the use of the words connected to the numbers are very powerful also. So let me finish off. My lessons here. We're going into the physical perspective. Number 1, body language and presence. Physically, dignity is expressed through your posture, your tone, choices, and presence. Let me say that again. Physically, dignity is expressed through your posture, how you carry yourself, your tone, on how you project through your tone, your voice, and what your bodily expression projects, your choices that you make in life, and being present, your presence,
How are you perceived when you come to these places? When you come in certain areas? What are you what do you present to the places that you go to? Your presence is very important, because dignity is expressed through all of that: posture, tone, choices, and present. A person walking in dignity may speak less, but their calm and confidence speaks volumes. That's another powerful look at the word dignity. A person walking in dignity may speak less, but their calm and confidence speaks volumes. Number 2, boundaries and self-care. Boundaries and self-care. Dignity shows up in how you protect your energy, say no without guilt, and refuse to be mistreated. Say that again. Dignity shows up in how you protect your energy, say no without guilt, and refuse to be mistreated. It's not arrogance. Let me say that again. It's not arrogance. It's balanced self-respect rooted in inner wholeness. Big up to Seven Beaumont. They love to say wholeness, wholeness. Sometimes you got to say no. Sometimes you got to say no. You know, in numerology, interesting enough, the word no in the Pythagorean is a number 11. N is a 5 and O is a 6. In the Chaldean, it's a number 12. N is a 5 and 0 and O is a 7. So it's an expression, but also no is a portal connection. It's a portal number saying no. No, I will not do that. No, I will not allow you. No, I will. Now, if you put hell in front of it, it's a different vibration. Because hell got a whole nother energy. Say, hell no. But the word no adds up to a number 11 in the Pythagorean. The spiritual and physical, your spirit drew you to say no. That's why you said it. In the beginning is not the word. In the beginning was the thought, and that thought is connected to the spiritual, the energetic spirit. I know we like to quote the Bible, and in the beginning was the word. No. How did you formulate that word without thought? That don't make sense. I dare to say in the beginning was thought. Then the word came out and was uttered, like kun fayakun, be and it is. It's uttered. Again, it's not arrogance. It's balanced self-respect rooted in inner wholeness. Getting ready to close out. Getting ready to close out. Naya said, saying no is necessary. Yeah, man. Sometimes you got to say no, especially if it doesn't meet your highest and wisest level and your highest and wisest ability to grow and be living in your worthiness. We're living in your worthiness and your dignity. Sometimes you got to say no. So last but not least, my numerovational thought and conclusion. Going back to the board. The story says, remember what 43 is in compound numerology. The symbol of intuition, strong intuition, but also revolution. Sometimes to maintain your dignity, You have to have a revolution within yourself, because now you have to war against your old negative side in order to maintain your positive side. And it takes deep communication, because it takes disciplinary communication, and it takes enthusiastic communication because of the 4 and the 3. And then it leads to what you want to attract in your life, because 7 is the law of attraction number. 7 are the law of attraction number. 25 is the number of observation, strength, and experience to whatever trials you got to go through to maintain your dignity. Then you got to see it to completion. That number 9, seeing things to a higher level completion. And remember, 18 is the material world striving to destroy the physical, the spiritual world. But you got to avoid that and always take the higher road, because 9 is the highest single digit number on the charts. So you always strive to take the higher road, and don't let people take you off your dignity track. Don't let them take you off your positive dignity track. Because remember, 9 can also draw arguments. Some of your friends and your family might see that you're trying to be dignified and be worthy of doing the spiritual work and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden they want to argue about you. All of a sudden they want to talk about Jesus. I believe in my Jesus. You talking about spiritual stuff, and all of a sudden they want to argue with you. They want to bring you down to a level. The negative of 9 is argument, contentions, and war. It happens. I've been there, done that. Damn near wrote the book. 19 is the sun number. The tarot is called the sun. Shine light. Shine your dignified light. Shine your dignity to the world. What did my man say in his song, Most Def? My Umi says, shine a light on the world. My Umi says, shine a light on the world. My Abby says, shine a light on the world. Shine your light in a dignified manner, with dignity. That number 19 is the sun. It's a number of advancement and growth and elevation and starting something and completing something. It leads to the wheel of fortune. Whatever you put your mind to, both positive, negative, you can be fortunate with it, and it allows you to be the leader. Express yourself in an optimistic and jovial and happy way when you see 3s popping up, and make sure you have a blueprint. Make sure you're creative and balanced and being willing to attract what you want to your life, not chase. You're attracted when you become dignified, when you have dignity. You won't chase things, you attract them, because 7 keeps on showing up. That's how important it is to understand the word dignity from a numerical perspective. I gave you the dictionary meaning. This is what we do. That's why this is called the ministry of numerovation. Raw, uncut. Can I get an amen in the chat if you understand what I just broke down with the numbers in the word dignity? This is the kind of stuff they ain't teaching you in school. They don't know every word has a vibration. In the beginning, they say it was a word, but I say in the beginning was thought. Then the word was formulated. Stay focused. Big up to one of my educators, Brother Danny, in the building. Big up to him. But if we taught these things to children from young age, they would be super men and women. Understand that everything has a vibration. So that's why when they said sticks and stones will break your bones and names will never hurt you, that's a lie. Because if you started calling negative things to a child from young, guess what happens? They start doing negative things. They start living that thought. What you've been putting out, that word that you're putting out. So sticks and stones will break your bone, but bad words to a child will break their spirit from young. I'm telling you, I've been through it. People dogged out my beautiful complexion to the point that I almost killed myself at 8 years old. I'm telling you. How come he's so black? How come he's so this? And how come he's so that? Don't let people kill the children's spirit. And some of you have carried that same energy from childhood up to now. I know I did. Till it becomes abandonment issues and all kinds of stuff. Thinking your family don't like you, your friends don't like you. Like I said, I would have been an altar on my mother's mantle at 8 years old. From 8, that would have been it. And like I said, I still got the mark on my wrist to prove it. That I did it. It's small now, but I can still see the little mark. So I know how important it is to breathe life and dignity to the children that are around you and the people that are around you. Big up to Holly Hemmett. Thank you for giving that donation, that Cash App donation. Thank you very much. Everybody that's been donating, thank you. It really means a lot to me because I do this not for the likes, I do it for the love. I don't have a big platform per se, but King Simon Presents Only Quality People means I should only have quality audience that's willing to spread love. Thank you very much, Holly, for that. So finishing off with the lesson. I'm gonna finish it off. We almost finished. We're 11:22. Woo! 11:22 adds up to 33. 33 is the master healer. So I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Till the day I transition. I'm in it to win it. I'm not perfect, but we was created perfect in what our organs and everything does for its perfect use. But sometimes in our thought, because we have free will, we do imperfect things with our perfect creation, which is the human body, the human breath, the human liquid system inside of our body, circulatory system, skeletal system, all perfect. It does what it does. So my numerovational thoughts, I just gave you that, and conclusion. Spiritually, dignity is the knowing that your soul is sacred and cannot be diminished. Physically, it is how you move, speak, and choose in alignment with that knowledge. Remember, dignity doesn't shout. It shines like the sun or a supernova. Let me say that again. Remember, dignity doesn't shout. It shines. The word dignity adds up to a number 19, which is a tarot card for the sun. So dignity don't have to shout. The sun don't have to shout. The sun just shines. Allow yourself to walk in it. Allow yourself to own it. And allow yourself to extend it to others. My brothers and sisters, thank you so much for being on with me. I hope all of you enjoyed what I had to share. I hope you share this with other people. Don't be afraid to donate to the channel. PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Chime, Cash App, or go and get my books on Amazon or through my Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. If you want any of my ebooks, you get them emailed directly, but you have to text me if you want volume 1, volume 2. My last ebook is volume 3. You can take my course on udemy.com, and just put in the words holistic numerovation. Join my Patreon. Get it in, because the next installment is coming up this month. Your name is your theme song. And let me tell you something about your name. Your name is your theme song, your orchestra. Just like the word that I broke down, it represents the personality, the soul urge, the expression, but it also represents the possible gifts, talents, and skills that you came to use. So choose spiritual names very carefully. And usually if you just chose a spiritual name, it won't kick in until like 3 to 6 months. But your name from the time you was born, that your mom and dad, is already in play, but you got to use the vibratory talent, skills, and gift that it came to offer, or it will lie dormant. It won't never go nowhere, but it can lie dormant until you're ready to tap into the gift, talents, and skill, even if it's just one of them, even if it's just 2 of them, even if it's just 3 of them. Some of you have a multiplicity of gifts that you are just going to go to the grave with and probably expose 1 or 2 of them before you go to the grave. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Holly Hammond, thank you very much again. Thank you very much again. Is there an ebook to no promotion? Yes, there is an ebook, but I suggest you buy the physical book. Buy the physical book, Ricardo. Really and truly. It's better to have it in your hand than go through that ebook. I'll tell you the truth. But yeah, there's an ebook to it. Just have to text me, and I will. I think the ebook to no promotion, bad promotion is $12.99. But I think it ain't nothing like having this book in your hands. Believe me, it's only $19.99 online. It ain't nothing like having this book and highlighting this book in your hand. Even if you print it out, it won't even look good. $12.99, $9.99, you only have a few bucks left. That's all. Go online and go get it. I'm telling you, go online and go get it. And it'll come in the next 2 days. I'm telling you, it'll come in the next 2 days. Let me put the link, the direct link you can get it from. And it's matter of fact, the direct link is Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Yeah, go and get the book. Go and get the book. And you'll see what I'm saying when you have it in hand and you could pass it down quickly and move on. But it's a good book. Good book. But yeah, if you choose to get the ebook, you got to text me. Text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And you could use any one of these apparatuses, the PayPal, the Zelle, the Venmo, the Chime, and the Cash App to get the book if you want the book via ebook. If you want the ebook, yeah, man. It's a good book. I had a dream about teaching a class on no promotion is bad promotion. This morning, I had a dream about it because my son, Prince Imagine, this is Prince Imagine right here. My son came to me in my dream and said he wanted to introduce me to a guy who wanted to learn how to promote. And when I started breaking down promotion to the guy, he said, "Get out of here. You got to do all of that in New York as a promoter? Oh, hell yeah. Especially if you're promoting Caribbean. Caribbean promotion still requires flyers, banners, posters, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Because you want to be able to cover the whole ground." And I was teaching this to the guy one-on-one, just breaking it down to him. And I might offer a one-on-one class on promotion. After that dream, I might just offer a one-on-one class on promotion. I think that's going to be important. Let me think about that. Because no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell your name right. All right. So on that note, family, look out this coming Sunday for Vanessa Bent and Corey Bent, July 13th. They got an event coming up in August the 23rd with Lloyd Strayhorn's first time in the UK. On July the 16th, I have Queen of Four coming in, about to talk and promote her event coming up in Brooklyn, New York at the Brooklyn Marriott from August 1st to the 3rd. Tonight, I think today is Thursday. I believe yesterday is yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday. Today is Friday, man. Today is Friday already? Gosh, I'm skipping a whole damn day. I'll be forgetting. But yesterday, Abundance Child did her thing with John Carr. And big up to my son and his recording studio. And big up to all the sponsors on sponsors of the program in their own way. Big up to all the sponsors in the program in their own way. Big up to AdaraMoselle.com. Big up to Dr. Shakira Moore, Linktree/Holistica Healer. Prince Imagine, Green Studio NYC. Sister Peace, the Off-Grid Nature Food Store.com. Sister Nia, interesting link she has. I think I might just she's going to have an official website. So I'm going to talk to her about that. She needs a 340 Worldwide website that says 340worldwide.com, because this link you have to post in the chat in order for people to get to it. You have to post it in chat. So I'm going to just post it in chat real quick because you can't just read off that type of link. You know, you don't read off that type of link. Boom. There's her link right there if you want to go. She helps with small companies to help them invest in small companies and build their company. So, you know, if you got a small company and you need some help, 340 Worldwide can help you right there. The link is right in there. We're going to be doing some work together also. All right. And who else? Color Curiosity. Make sure you go to Linktree/Color Curiosity 222. She got a new book out. She got a new book, a new ebook. And we'll talk about that probably on Instagram. All right. And of course, join my Patreon page, patreon.com/King Simon Productions. All right. And don't forget, support Lloyd Strayhorn in England. Again, let me put the link in the chat. If you are in the UK or you know anybody in the UK, click on that link and tell them to go see Lloyd Strayhorn live and direct. Tell them to go support Lloyd Strayhorn live and direct. Okay, they're going to be in England. I think they're going to be doing a live stream also. So look out for that. And if you are into martial arts and you're going to be in Chicago, here it is. Make sure you go to Divinity Warrior. What's up? Make sure you go to the website right here in the link, thevskjujitsu.com. Go to the website, show them some love, let them know that King Simon sent you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to train martial arts. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being on with me today and bearing with me for these 1 hour and 47 minutes. And I bearing you for 1 hour and 74. You know what I'm saying? And like Dr. B says, like Dr. B says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I'm thankful for my life. And like Dr. Blair says, please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Family, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and talk some knowledge, the kind of knowledge you will not find in college. So it's time for us to all use it. All right, use it with your college education. There was a big discussion about great teachers, and this sister came on my feed talking about what makes them a great teacher, because I was bigging up Panic, Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Valentine, and Dr. Blair. What books, she said, what books do they have? What institution of higher learning did they go to? And I said, from my perspective, they didn't need to go to a higher learning of institution. A great teacher is one who can help give you guidance to be your best self in this realm. And every one of them have done that in their own way. So from her perspective, she thinks a great teacher has to have books, has to be part of some institution of higher learning. The universe is an institution of higher learning. Studying nature is an institution of higher learning and learning how to apply what you studied. So I said to her, I've gotten some of the best teaching in the mountains of Jamaica or in the countries of Jamaica, where young people younger than me taught me how to create a spear out of a shaved tree limb, and how to make our own goggles and catch our own fish. That was a great teacher for me. How to boil water and how to cook under survival methods. That was a great teacher. So how dare someone come on my feed and talk about great teachers have to be in higher, quote unquote, higher institutions, and graduate from here and these other things and write certain books. No, there's a book of life. And some great teachers are just griots, just came to speak the language to the people. I'm a high school dropout, and I believe I'm a great teacher in my own way. I had to take my GED, and I learned more outside of high school than I learned in school. I'm not knocking people that go to education and get education or got to get degrees and master degrees and all that. But you got to remember, in ancient times, in order for you to get to those master degrees, you had to go through 40 years study. And you got certain PhD people that I wouldn't even listen to because they boring as hell. And they don't know how to stimulate or activate the DNA and RNA in me to move, to become better, to do better things, because they're all under this book illusion of what Europeans gave us. So be very careful of who you call a great teacher. Every great teacher doesn't have to have a book. Every great teacher didn't have to have higher learning institutes and went to higher learning schools and all that kind of stuff. Ivy Leagues. Bless you if you spent money on that stuff. Bless you. God bless you. And I still respect them. But Phil Valentine is a great teacher. Dr. Blair was a great teacher. Bobby Hemmett made you laugh and brought you in, was a great teacher. Brother Panic, a great teacher. Made you laugh, made you think, made you stretch your thought pattern. Great teacher. That's what I consider a great teacher. All right, so have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be good, and remember, I love you because I love me. Take care.
It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovational from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana Pushe. 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from V1 Numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovational from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana Pushe. Numbers are simple, no people are complicated. Numerovational from the king. Learn the foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading. It's about guiding. I don't do readings. I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi, family. Be that magician. Be that numerovational motivated force.
Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it?
I want to thank Grandmaster and all the Grand Masters, male and female, that are here. And I want to thank you for demonstrating the greatness of your skill.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm confronted by him, the question is, what do I see in him? First of all, I see if we're taught that when we look at another man or brother or sister, when we look at our alternate's heart, we've got to see ourselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now the question is, what do you see? Do you see yourself or do you see someone capable of destroying you?
You need to know how to defend the greatest gift that God has given to each of us, and that is the precious gift of life. But you got to put the time in. You got to discipline your body and your mind and take the pain that you must take in order to move to the next level of physical combat. Our example must be so compelling that people want to be what we are. Because what we are is what they are. I'm under orders to take care of this. I'm under orders to treat this right, because this is the real house of God.
That's right.
When you eat properly, think properly, and weigh properly, you are absolutely a beautiful human being.
It's the 30th Annual National Training Conference, July 24th through the 27th. The conference will be held at the Tinley Park Convention Center, 18451 Convention Center Drive, Tinley Park, Illinois. Register you and the entire family at thevskjujitsu.com. Don't miss it.
It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, numerovation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.